Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go to facebook.com/ads manager, and that'll take you a page that looks like this. If you're not logged into Facebook, it'll ask you to log in, and then you'll see the page like this. So then you want to say create ad. Now, it's going to start off in the quick creation here. What we're going to do in this video is the guided creation, because in the guided creation, it'll actually give you some help documentation as you go along in case you get stuck somewhere. So you just click this switch to guided creation, and it'll pop up like this. Now, you gotta make sure like this very first option here is going to be the most important thing, because you can create your whole entire ad and then you're gonna get rejected by Facebook if you don't check this box here. So because you're doing a housing type, if you're doing housing or if you're doing employment or credit, you have to choose this. And so we're going to leave it on housing since it's going to be a real estate related ad. So just like I said, make sure you get that right off the bat. And then the next fields here are traffic, engagement, like apps, lead generation. What we want to do is lead generation. That's the type of ad that we're going to be running. So now when you scroll down here a little bit, you can give it a campaign name. Now the campaign name is going to be the top level advertising objective, and underneath that, when you're creating campaigns, you can create ad sets and you can create ads under the ad set. So so for the campaign, I would just put something like we'll say Agent 3000 lead forms. So just a general thing, like, and then we can put all our lead forms and ad sets underneath that and ads, and you'll see that as we go on further. So the create split test, that's A/B testing. Like you might want to run two ads at the same time that are similar, like maybe it's the same content but different pictures, or maybe it is a different call to action. You can see which ones are performing better. Definitely more advanced techniques. We're not going to go over that in this. First, we're just trying to create our first form. But again, you can click on the learn more here, and they have the info button. That's what's nice again about this guided tour here, so it can tell you what each thing is. They did a good job here with the learn more. It'll always pop up the help dialog on the left hand or right hand side here, and you can just close that out at any time. So anytime they have a learn more, it'll give you a little bit more information. The campaign budget optimized, again, we're going to leave this one off. This one goes across ad sets. So if you're running multiple ads and multiple ad sets at the same time, then Facebook's going to figure out what one is the best performing ad, like in the best performing space, and they're going to use their algorithms to try to optimize things for you. Again, we're just doing one ad right now, so it's not really going to make any difference at all. So we'll just leave that off. So we click set up ad account. You're going to do the country, the currency. These things you'll probably be defaulted, and depending on where you are in the country for your time zone here. And then you'll just hit continue. You don't need to do the advanced options. Once you continue, it's going to ask you to choose a Facebook page you want to promote. Like I've just got this test page created. This thing, don't miss this. It says you've accepted the Facebook terms. I already accepted it. If you didn't, you want to click this button here, and it's going to open up their terms, and you gotta accept those terms. So, but I've already accepted the terms, so I don't have to. So the next thing is the dynamic creative. Again, we're going to leave this off. If you want to learn more about this, you can click on the learn more. The audience. This is really important. You can use saved audiences if you picked audiences before. An audience might be based on age, gender, location. But just know that all of this isn't going to make any difference anyway if you change it, because it's real estate related. You can't discriminate, so Facebook won't let you market say people 40 to 65 or just males or just females or for gender. You just if you click on any of these, it says this option is fixed and cannot be changed. So it'll tell you that right off the bat. Now, but if you want to, if you want to create a custom audience, you've got website, customer list, all the, again, they explain this. Like the website, for example, if you're using a tracking pixel on your website, which a lot of our customers do. They'll send me a tracking pixel. We add it to the website. And then what's nice is that tracking pixel keeps track of everybody that comes to that website. So if I wanted to target this ad just to people that visited my website, for example, I could do that. A customer list, you can upload a list with all kinds of email addresses, and Facebook will scour all the accounts and find all the people with those addresses, like to try to target those people. Your Facebook page, like people that have followed your page, you might just want to target those, or a video, like maybe somebody watched a video on your page. So all kinds of things, even the lead forms, like people that have actually opened up past ads that you ran and you want to target them again. So if you want to get more granular and target people like that, then that's fine. But most of our customers generally, when they're running an ad, they want to just leave it wide open. They're not really looking to retarget those people for real estate leads. And but again, depending on your marketing, it might be something you might want to do. The placements, we're going to leave this automatic. The manual placements, if you click on that, it's going to drop down here, and these are all the places that Facebook's going to put in: the news feeds, Instagram feeds, marketplace, video feeds. If there's somewhere you don't want your ad to show up at all, you could uncheck that. Like for example, maybe you don't have an Instagram account, you don't want it in Instagram or whatever, you can uncheck that box. So again, we're just going to leave it automatic and let Facebook figure out where the best place to put the ads is, and because they're going to want you to be successful, because otherwise you're not going to keep spending money on ads. So they're going to try to get you the best leads possible anyway. So, but again, if you want to get more granular and just have it in somebody's news feed or just mobile or wherever you want it to be, you can go ahead and do those options. The cost control, you can say, look, I don't want to spend any more than the average cost, per lead, per lead that you get. But again, they're going to keep the lowest bid strategy possible anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone because that's optional. The budget schedule, you got a daily budget and you got a lifetime budget. Now the daily budget would be just that, like let's say I want to spend in this case I'm going to do a daily budget of $5 a day, and so it's going to spend $5 up to $5 every single day. If it can't find enough people to run your ad because you had your target audience too small, well, it won't spend that. But it's going to try to spend the $5 if it can. Now the lifetime budget would be, hey, I want to run this ad from today until next Sunday, for example. I could pick a date range, but then once you do that and that ad's over, then I'd have to go and create another ad, duplicate that, run it again, and that would be kind of a hassle. I think it's more optimal to run a daily budget, and even if you are just going to run it for a week, then you could set a start and end date, but I would just leave the thing running each day, and then as soon as you got enough leads came in, maybe you got somebody in the car, you're driving around, you're working with somebody, you don't have time to follow up other leads, that's fine. You could just go into the ad and pause it, so then when all of a sudden you want the leads to come in again, you just reactivate it. So that way you're just turning this thing on and off, whenever you want, kind of like turning on a fire hose on and off kind of deal. And it tells you right here, by doing this, obviously 7 times 5 is 35, so you'll spend no more than $35 per week. So we're going to go ahead and let that, we're going to leave it at that, and we'll go ahead and continue. Okay, so the identity here, it's just, it's I got this test page created. It's going to put it on your business page. And then it says you can use selected pages. I don't have anything else for an Instagram account set up. You could do a carousel or a single image video. A carousel is just that. It's going to have several images if you want to run it in your ad, or a single image video. We're just going to do the single image video, so we're going to click this one. And then we're going to slide down here. If you see anything in here, this was off the page, at the beginning on my test page, I'm going to say clear all images. And then I'm going to go here and I can create a slideshow, a video, or an ad media. I'm going to do the ad media and add an image. I got a couple images uploaded here. If you don't, you can just click the upload button, pick something from your computer to upload it. I'm going to pick this pool home here. I'm going to say continue. Now you can automatically crop to square. Sometimes that's on by default, it's going to make a square image. You can click this. Square image gives you more room to showcase your product, but larger images may increase engagement with your ad. This was taking a landscape. As you can see, I want to see the whole image. I don't want it to be cropped and stuff because I don't have that much content that I'm putting in there that I'm worried about the space on it. And when you scroll down, you're going to see what it would look like over here on the right hand side. So the as far as the placement, like again, we're just going to leave it for default here, and the text and links now, and the next section. This is a primary text of what you want to tell people about, what's your ad. So in this case, I'm going to say instantly view Miami pool homes under 400,000, and it's going to everything that you do here is going to reflect over here, so you can see what that ad's going to look like dynamically. Now I recommend always using words like instant or free, things like that, to try to engage people to want to click on your ad. So and it's real good to go with niche type marketing as well. See, I want Miami pool homes under a specific price range. That way, hopefully people aren't going to click on my ad if they're not interested at all. If I had a general search and just said, hey, instantly view all the, pool homes in, East Florida or something like that, just to be really, really general, and I might get a lot of people clicking it, more like the looky-loos, and, nobody's really entering their information and stuff. So the Miami pool homes is what I'm going to do for a headline here. And again, you'll see it on the right hand side, show up over here. Description. If you do a description, that'll show up underneath it. But if you look at this, it says the description is additional text that appears in some placements. So it's not going to always show up depending on what type of placement it is, whether it's on a news feed, a mobile device, Instagram, or whatever. So, I'd rather have this one. This one will appear in most placements. So again, I'm going to put that down there. The display link is again, that's optional. That would be your website. I'm going to put sunandbreeze.com, and then you'll see that show up over here. The sign up, I don't want it to say sign up. I'm going to say learn more. Make it a little less intrusive, so they don't think they're actually signing up. So the stories, when you're on Facebook, you have stories and stuff. You can change background colors. We're not going to worry about that. We're just going to leave everything else default here. And then so basically so far that's what our ad's going to look like. The Insta form here, if you had a form that you've already created before, you could use it again by duplicating it. We don't have one here, so we're going to say new form. Then we can go ahead and give it a title up here, and we're just going to call it a pool homes form. Now the form type, we can go more volume or higher intent. Again, it tells you right there, this will add a review step. The more things you ask people for, the less likely, that they're going to fill out the information. So I'm just going to leave it more volume. Again, that's your choice what you want to do there, but I'm going to leave it more volume. The intro, you can have a headline, if you want to briefly describe something, or put information in here. And I'm going to put a couple options here, since this is going to be we're going to be sending them to search for homes. Down here, I'm going to say bullets, and I'm going to put, they can save listings. Let's see, what else could they do? They could save searches. They're going to receive automatic updates for new homes, and then I'm going to say and much more for free, something like that. So then they're going to see all that stuff, and then the headline, I'm going to make it the same headline that I made before here. So now we got instantly view the Miami pool homes under 400,000. I'm telling them they can save listings, searches. So I'm giving a whole bunch of information there. So hopefully that's going to entice them to want to click on it. Now you got the questions here. Now the questions are, if you look on the right hand side, it defaults just to email and full name. I would get rid of the full name, and I would add. Go click over here and say delete, add new question. These are all the information fields that you can ask for. I'm going to say user information. I want to ask for first name. I'm going to add another question. I want to ask for last name. And then I want another question. I also want their phone number. And then I'm going to order these by dragging and dropping them in the order that I want. So now I'm asking for their first name, last name, email, and their phone number. Now, when they go ahead and they see this ad and they click on it, Facebook's going to automatically enter this information in for them from their Facebook account. So it isn't like they're having to type it in. That's why these forms usually convert better, because, again, it's making it easy. Now, somebody could backspace the information out, but in our experience, I mean, it's almost everybody ends up just letting you have their information. So that hasn't been a problem for any of our customers. So the privacy policy. The link text, we're just going to call it, just that. We're just going to say it's a privacy policy. And what you need to do is you got to go to your website. If you got an Agent 3000 website, if you slide down all the way to the bottom, you can click on privacy policy, and then you can just copy that and paste that in here. If you're using some other website, then you go ahead and just get the privacy policy there. We're not going to add you could add a disclaimer if you want. I'm not going to add a disclaimer. You might say that your information is going to be used for text messaging and robocalling or anything like you want to put in there. The thank you screen is, as soon as they click on it, it says thanks, you're all set. I'm going to just say thank you for your interest in Miami Pool Homes. And then you got your description. I'm just going to say click the button below for, and I'm going to put instant access in capital letters. And which misspelled button here. So so view website, download, like you could decide what type of button you want. And then the website link. I'm going to go back to the website here, and I've already set up residential single family pool, yes, under 400,000. So I'm just going to copy that URL, and because that's where we want to send them, so they are instantly viewing these properties. And I'm just going to paste that link in there, and then that should be it. We can hit save. This is all saved. I'm going to say finish. Then I should see all these green check marks. As long as you see those, that means it's all saved. And then I put this form. And like I said, next time you come back, if you want to use the same form for another one, maybe you're going to do, Cape Coral Pool Homes, or you're going to do Fort Lauderdale Pool Homes, or whatever you're going to do. Like, you could reuse that form, so you wouldn't have to type all that stuff in again. But so now you can see what it's going to look like there. Now the tracking. If you did put a pixel on the website, you can put you can set up the pixel here, app events. These URL parameters are more for CRMs that use parameters, and you'll know if whatever CRM you're using. If you're using ours, you're not going to need anything like that. Some other CRMs, they may use some of these key values. They would tell you what those are. So then we just confirm this. And then we just go ahead and put in our credit card information here. And once we do that, then we continue. That's it. Then it could take up to, sometimes it takes 24 hours or so for Facebook to confirm your ad, and then the ad will start running, right away. So here's an example of a similar ad that was ran by one of our customers. They were doing Cape Coral Pool Homes under 300,000, spending a $15 daily budget. This was created 5 days ago. They've gotten 67 leads so far, and their average cost per lead was $1.06. And don't be shocked if if you're spending more, it might be $2 or $3 a lead or whatever it is. It really depends on the niche you're marketing and the current market you're running, because it's going to depend on how many people are running ads that are competing against you. And Facebook's obviously going to charge a little bit more the more people running ads, because there's less people to put them in front of. So just again, it depends on your area. Now, like I was mentioning earlier in the video, running a daily ad, you can stop and start these things anytime you want. So all you would do is, if you wanted to pause this ad, for example, you just come in here and you just click this button here, and then that would pause it, and then it would publish it, and then you can see the delivery is off, and then I can go ahead and turn that right back on. hopefully that's helpful. Like you know, in creating the lead forms, like I said, there was lots of options along the way. Like that you can do. It's Facebook's incredibly powerful on what you can do for targeting and how you can do your leads and everything.